What's up, gang? It's Deltia from DeltiasGaming.com. Yeah, Templar leveling build Omega. This video, I'm going to show you what I did 1 to 10 on leveling a Templar in almost any class. Talk about gear, spells, passives, things you need to know while leveling up. Make your own Templar a beast, just like this guy. Regardless if you have champion points or not, I'm going to explain everything that I do effectively to level 1 to 10. And then I'm going to update this build 10 to 25 later. So let's get started, Omega. What's up, gang? Deltia here, and we're doing dungeon diving. I'm just kidding. Templar Omega build, level 1 through 10. I want to talk about what I do. It's leveling a Templar, and this build is going to be like a caster burn you down range DPS type. You're going to have some flexibility, though, if you do want to play in a group. So as I go through and clear this dungeon, I'm going to talk about skills and show you some combat and what you can do as you're lowbie leveling. So the first thing you do is set up your bars. Really, what I like to do is look for what I want to go after. If you go in your skill lines, you go to your class, look for what like might be the coolest abilities in the game. Now for me, I know Blazing Spear, Blazing Shield are going to be amazing. Same with Radiant Destruction. And then also, I want to get this Restoring Aura. The reason I talk about that is because that's how you can set up your bars to get those skills faster. Remember, every skill that you have on that skill line is going to go faster. So if you have two Restoring Light ones, it's going to go faster than if you have just one. So putting those on your bar while you're just out here killing stuff like this will actually help you out a lot. Die. Okay, so the things that I took basically Reflective Light. That's an AoE burning dot damage ability at range. I really like that. Also, I have Destructive Touch. You'll see right here. Bang! It's the knockback. Why don't you get knocked back? And also, I took the Javelin, but also the Javelin uses Stamina. I took the Stamina morph. Eltia, why did you take a Stamina morph? Well, because when you're leveling up, you're not going to have all this light armor passives to basically cast indefinitely. So you're going to need Stamina to do something with, besides just block. So look at those two things. With those two things, these guys are not getting near me. So, and I am level 10 right now, but that's kind of the whole premise here, is to, neutralize these enemies with knockbacks and then get them burning over time. When we fight hard bosses, then it gets a little tricky. If you can't stun the boss, basically what you're going to do is kite in line of sight. You're just going to move around. But for these guys, they can't even get near me. By the time their immunity's up, they're going to be able to be CC'd again. You see me doing a lot of heavy attacks because remember, when you're starting off this game, you're not going to have all this magic and reduced magic costs and crazy epic magic regeneration gear. So you're not going to be able to cast like just infinitely. So do a lot of heavy attacks. If you're out of magic, don't just always cast, because heavy attacks by themselves can actually do a decent amount of damage. Boom. Destructive Reach, I mean, I don't even have it morphed yet, and it's just super powerful. So if they get close to me, I got two knockbacks. One with a spear, one with magic. I ran out of magic. Oh, see? Burn them down. So the whole premise behind Omega is just burn them down. Now, the ultimate that I have is kind of a unique choice. I'm going to go with Remembrance. So what happens here is, if I can find a boss to fight, I'll show you guys. Here, let's just pull a bunch of stuff. So, oh crap moments, if I'm about to die, Remembrance. Basically, for 4 seconds, I'm not dying. I go back to full health. 4 seconds allows me to generate some magic and get back in the fight. I do have Breath of Life as my one oh crap heal. And remember, use that stamina. The nice thing is you can use stamina as a source of damage and knockbacks. So you have a bunch of CCs. So let's talk about the skills in particular and what you can use in replace of them while you're leveling. As far as my skills go, it's pretty simple. First off, I have Reflective Light. That does a big burn. It roots or snares enemies for 40% of movement speed, so I usually open up with that. It does a good amount of damage. It can hit 3 targets, so I start with that. As they get closer, then I use Flame Reach from Destruction skill line. So if you're looking at this, you're new. Dawn's Wrath, Reflective Light, Destructive Reach is Destruction Staff. It's the very first skill, and I take the longer range morph. You're not going to be able to morph it right away, but it still does the same thing, knocks him back. The other ability that I use is another knockback, Binding Javelin. I take this stamina morph because if I have extra stamina, you're not going to have infinite magic. So using that stamina to knock them back, or just as some type of damage if you're out of magic, because you will be starting out, is awesome. Other ability, Puncturing Sweeps. So Puncturing Sweeps, it's my AoE damage ability that hits enemies up front and also gives me some self-heal. So that's really useful leveling. And then finally I have Breath of Life. It's too good to pass up and not use. I love Breath of Life. So it's going to heal me and everyone else. If you're just soloing, you might want to Honor the Dead, the other morph. But I do a lot of dungeons and stuff too. Okay, the ultimate I use, it's different, but essentially Rites of Passage, I take the Remembrance morph once I get it morphed, is because basically for 4 seconds, I'm just not dying. I'm just not going to die, and that allows me to get my regeneration up. So let me show you kind of how this works. Okay, so on this guy over here, let me get a clear line of sight. There's 2 enemies. Okay, there's 2. This will be good. So I start off, I'll do a hard heavy attack. Get their attention. Reflective Light. Oh, geez. What level are they? 5? Oh, well, they're dying. As they come closer, though, I knock them back like that. So I use my magic knockback and then my stamina knockback. Oh, wow. I'm doing a lot of damage. Okay. So you can knock them back like that, though. And that's what you want to do. If you're overwhelmed and they can't be knocked back, then you do Puncturing Sweeps. Boom. Keep them at a distance. The longer you can keep someone away from you, the more damage you can apply until they get there. Remember, they're NPCs. They have to come towards you. So as they come towards, boom, punt them away. Knock them back. Punt, punt, punt. If you're overwhelmed, that's what Puncturing Sweep does. If you're about to die, Breath of Life. So if I get overwhelmed, I'll hit Remembrance, my ultimate. Look at my magic. My magic's already full again. So that's kind of how I use that. You can use Nova, the damage dealing one, but it just costs so much. I do switch it out if I'm doing dungeons and so forth. But that's just a real simple skill setup. This skill setup will get you pretty far, especially at least level 15 when you get that back bar. Then we can start exploring more and more complex builds. But for right now, this setup is really awesome to start. Around every 10 levels or so is a good time to upgrade your gear. So after I hit level 10, what I like to do is go to the Mages Guild. There's going to be a person called the Magus, whatever you want to call them. Anyways, they sell rings and staffs. So the reason it's good here is because you can get arcane rings. Arcane rings are obviously the magic rings that we want on our gear. You can also buy the enchants from the enchanting vendor over here, and then kind of customize your gear even though you're a lowbie, even though you don't craft. So you can do all your jewelry arcane and then reduce magic cost. Reduce magic cost is going to be the best thing. So let me show you here. I'm going to buy 2 rings. I don't know if I can buy a necklace. Doesn't look like I have to hit level 13 or something to buy a necklace. Okay, and then you can also go the staffs training. That's going to level everything up a lot faster. So I'm going to go Inferno staff on training here. I'm going to buy a restoration staff, so I want to get a back bar at level 15. Now, let's go do the reduce cost thing. Okay, I'm at the enchanter here, and you can buy these glyphs here. Reduces magic costs. I'm going to buy 3. I'm using the money that I just got selling random junk in dungeons. Okay, so I have, let's just show you, for instance, the before and after. Breath of Life is a big magic cost ability, 955. It's a major self-heal. You're basically not dying if you have magic. So, it costs 955 before we do this. So let's equip our arcane rings here, our fancy arcane rings. Let's enchant our necklace and both of our rings with reduced cost. Now we look at the cost. 787. That's a significant difference here. So that's going to make casting stuff so much easier, reduce costs. And you can do it as low as level whatever. You can also upgrade your weapons with training staffs. I would do the whole way through. And you can also enchant these. So watch. What can I do for you? I want a flame glyph. No problem. I don't have to know any of the enchanting stuff. Bang, we're already doing a lot of damage. You can take it even a step further and go to these clothing vendors and buy light armor. And you can enchant those too. So let's go over here. So if you put your mouse over here, there's things called clothiers. They're going to be able to sell clothes at around your level at green quality or blue. So you got the woodworker here. That's the armor guy probably. Buys swords, leather, so that's medium armor. What's this? What do you sell, crazy lady? What do you sell? This is a bad example. You're screwing up my video. Taylor. There we go. Taylor. Okay. So you see you got level 11 gear here. So you can upgrade your gear. This is decent quality and enchant it. Now I'm going to go craft some really decent gear since I have crafters in this game. But if you don't, this is how you can keep your gear updated and current. Every zone is going to have a major town that has these type of vendors in them. So every 10 levels or so, I highly recommend sell all the junk you're getting that you're not using or upgrade the gear. Really want to go light armor. Light armor starting off is going to make a big, big difference. So those tips along with, leveling, that's what we're going for. So in the future, what I want this build to do is basically be a super powerful DPS caster with the ability to off-heal. So I'm going to really try to get Blazing Spear, Sun Shield. I'm going to try to get Radiant Destruction, obviously, and then Restoring Order. Get those things morphed, and then we're going to start focusing on passives. So that's what we're going to do from 10 to 25. We're going to come back in 25 and do a full video on the build and see how it works. Thank you for watching this video. Omega, baby. It's good.